Frustration is mounting for local homeowners looking to earn some extra money by operating a short-term rental on platforms like Airbnb or VRBO. They say the county's licensing process is far more cumbersome than it should be. Two of the homeowners who contacted 13 Investigate say they've been hit with hefty fines and forced rental cancellations while waiting in limbo for answers on something they count on to make a living. It was an ordinance that nobody seemed to like.
None of us up here wanted to be doing this.
I have a lot of issues with this ordinance.
What happens if we don't do it?
So how did we get here? Back in 2021, state lawmakers passed a law that basically said, hey, local governments, figure out how to regulate short-term rentals. So Clark County did what they were told. They created an ordinance in 2022, but instead of a first-come, first-served system, they decided to use a lottery. That means your application gets processed in random order, not when you actually applied. And according to the Greater Las Vegas Short-Term Rental Association, that's created a nightmare.
There were several things that we were against because we knew it was going to cause this confusion, these delays, for everyone, including the county.
Just ask homeowner Michael Watson. Earlier this year, county officials admitted they're only processing about 6 applications a week. Watson is still waiting.
At number 382 in the lottery process, I'm probably still 3 months out based upon their current calculations in terms of seeing any movement forward.
And Watson's not just sitting around waiting, he's spending money. State law, which the county incorporated into its ordinance, requires things like expensive home insurance and annual business license fees.
And the idea that any business could establish a location, completely set up shop, and then wait indefinitely, right now we're at 3 years, to open its doors, it's not possible.
There's another problem, distance requirements. The ordinance says short-term rentals can't be too close to each other, but homeowners say they don't know where the approved locations are until they're already in the application process.
Is that when the license is given to the first person, or is it when they finally get to your number and then realize 200 people ago, there was a location right next door?
Homeowner Zachary Krasson shares in that frustration. Wanting to do everything by the book, he tried to apply for a license, but the county told him he had to wait for another lottery. There was no fixed number of available licenses in the initial lottery, just a cap that it wouldn't be more than 1% of the county's housing stock, which amounted to just over 2,900 potential units as of 2024. But we've learned only 203 licenses have actually been issued. And even though the ordinance says lotteries should happen every year, the county hasn't held one since 2023. We asked why, and they didn't answer, instead sending a statement saying the county is reviewing its policies on short-term rentals and will share more information about additional opportunities for licensure when available.
It was frustrating.
So Krasson opened his short-term rental anyway and got immediately slammed with a $4,000 fine.
In the time period where I was really trying to do it correctly, and I called and I actually went down to code enforcement, I wasn't getting anywhere. But the moment that I opened, I felt like they were focused more on how they can get a fee versus actually helping to legally fill this process and get a business license.
After paying his fine, Krasson shut down his listing and had to cancel 6 months of bookings. Both homeowners tell me they wish the individual platforms would step in to help them.
I am disappointed that Airbnb hasn't done more to this point to either stop those listings or put information out to the people using their app.
Clark County is trying to force platforms like Airbnb to police themselves.
The problem is that the county doesn't have their licensing process together, so how do they expect Airbnb to be able to use a system that is broken, in order to verify these listings?
We learned other cities don't have this problem. I called Henderson and North Las Vegas to see how fast they process applications. North Las Vegas, 3 business days. Henderson, 2 weeks. Clark County, years. North Las Vegas and Henderson also give licenses on a first-come, first-served basis, unlike Las Vegas, and it hits locals trying to make money the hardest.
If you have, events like Formula One, for example, every single year they have a need for various permits and licenses to be issued, and the county, works, overtime to get those things done in a timely manner. But when it's average people who need this income, the county seems to drag their feet.
All of this has led to multiple lawsuits. The association and Airbnb are both suing Clark County, claiming the ordinance violates property rights. The association already won one case over mandatory wastewater hookups, and Airbnb won an emergency injunction that stopped the county from forcing them to remove unlicensed listings. The federal judge said that requirement would be too burdensome for the platform. Airbnb would not comment on the county's request for them to police unlicensed listings on their platform, but they did send a statement about their recent court victory, saying it comes at a crucial moment for Las Vegas homeowners and visitors. They said while the injunction is a win, the fight against Clark County's short-term rental restriction is far from over. I'm Darcy Spears, telling you what's the deal.